Hey Chris, Tash. I hope you had a good Christmas and good Boxing Day season. I was working, so that's why you haven't heard from me for a while. Not even in a text, because I've just been so busy with work. But anyways, I just want to make a video for you because of a new technique that Evan taught us a while ago in CPS. Still trying it out right now, but it's pretty effective. So basically, what it is we're still using the Bollinger Band RSI. As you can see, the screen is a little bit different though. Instead of having two Bollinger Bands and only one RSI, we have three Bollinger Bands and two RSIs. One of the RSIs being at the sixth length, having more frequencies, and the RSI at the 21 length, which will give you more accuracy. And now, also on another window or page if you have it, you would set your things, RSI, Bollinger Band, but you'll put it in Heikin-Nashi form. So basically what Heikin-Nashi is a different type of candlestick. I'm not sure how Evan said it. I think he said along like it shows the true strength of a candle. It's not like fluctuating noise. You see trends, right? Like you see that it's not red, blue, it's not red, green, red, green, red, green all the time, right? There is strong trends of red and then greens. Yeah, sure, you might have a little mix up here and there, but most of the time you'll see these trends like these, like greens, or you would see a lot of trends like reds, like so. So you have that up. Though to be fair, I would recommend maybe putting down stochastics instead of RSI because you already have an RSI set up on your regular candlestick one. So it's best to have a different indicator to help you with your deciding whenever to go into a trade or not. So basically, what you have to do is kind of easy. It's kind of simple. Um, so what you would do is you would pull up your 5-minute Heikin-Nashi, if I could pull it up. So you pull up the 5-minute Heikin-Nashi. Now what you would do is you would wait until the RSI is overbought or oversold in these areas like here. Well, not this way. This one's pretty bad because the 21 didn't go down, but like here and here might be good. And then you would wait for the candlestick to change color. So right here where it was trending green and then it started trending red, or it's trending red, then it would trend green. These are the opportunities you would try to look for. Granted, you do try to stay. And once you see that a candlestick changes from red to green, you would quickly hop over to your 1 minute just to do a confirmation to see, yeah, is there a trend happening, right, like right here or right here. Let's do and then after that, once you do that, you go to your other candlestick, 1 minute. And then you would place like your trade, right? You would basically observe when would be a good time if you feel like there is a trend that's about to happen or a trend is happening. You would place your trade in, or if you're doing binary, you place your call or your put in, and then hopefully get the trade. This kind of strategy is good for 60-second trading, or 5-minute trading. It might be good for both. Like, I'm not sure which one to go with yet, with either the 60-minute or the 5-minute one, but honestly, I think really comes down to style and how much time you have, I guess, really. Let's go into some examples. So here's an example that I pulled up. This literally started like I was at I think it was like 2 in the morning when I saw this happening. So we saw a downward trend happening here, right? And then this sudden uptick happened. if we were to hop over to our Heikinashis, it happened around, I would say about here, or maybe here. I think around here it looks like it, right? And I had a feeling that this trend was going downwards, right? So I was just waiting for another good opportunity to place a trade. This is also another good example of showing how using support lines and using Fibonacci. If I had time to set up a Fibonacci calculator for this trend, I would have set up a Fibonacci, but alas, I didn't because I didn't have time. Right, I was really tired. I just want to get one example in. So anyway, so yeah, I saw this happening on the 1 minute where it was going down, down, down. Then it suddenly did a spike up. Then it's on the candlestick one, excuse me. So I saw this happening, but then it stopped about here, and it actually hesitated, and it stopped there for about, I would say, 30 seconds maybe, before going up here. And I knew there was probably some sort of support here, because it stopped dead right here. It stopped here and here, so I knew there was something, a resistance line or support line, right in this general area. So I thought, okay, well, if it was me back in the day when we were doing the two Bollinger Band RSI only at 21, I would have made a call here, thinking that, oh yeah, the trend is going up like this, therefore it's going to continue going up like that. That was what I was anticipating. However, before I decided to make the trade, I quickly check over to my Heikinashis, because again, Heikinashi shows true strength, right? It doesn't show these little random spikes like this, right? It only shows what's trending, which usually is the accurate one, right? It doesn't count these. It might have counted this sudden spike, but it might not have. But it usually only accounts for fully developed candlesticks. I think that's what Evan said. I might be saying that totally wrong. So anyways, so I checked, and it was around here, and I noticed that the candlestick was still red. Then, when we went to here, I saw that the trend, it went green, yeah, for a few minutes. But then it started to change. When the new candlestick opened, it changed red. It was a small candlestick, but it was a red one. Therefore, and this was a guess, right? Normally, I would have thought that, yeah, it's going to go up. But then, after checking with Heikinashi 5 minute, Heikinashi 1 minute, and seeing that the candlestick was actually turning red and was still red, I decided to place a 5 minute put position because I felt like it was going to go down again in 5 minutes. And as you can see, once I move this out of the way, if it will allow me to, it's not letting me move it for whatever reason. Oh yeah, because I'm doing this dumb. There we go. That's why. As you can see, it hit. We would have placed our put position here. It went sideways for a little bit, testing that resistance line that we assumed, while testing the bouncing off the support line in between here, and then it broke and started going downwards like this, and then went back up eventually. But we knew that it was going to go back down, so that's how you would and how I decided to put a put position here instead. And had it been an actual trading position, I would have probably won that trade. Because Heikinashi, again, if you go over and look at it, it showed it still red, and there was still a strong trend of it going red. Another thing you should also know is also check your RSI, because at this time when I was watching this, it was red here. You would think that, it was going to go up, and if I recall, I believe the line went like something like this, and there was something like this too, right? And that was why I didn't make a call and I put a put position instead, because although yes, the 6 line had a frequency that was in between the 30 and 70 line, the 21 line did not cross the 30 line. Therefore, because I only had two RSIs, only one of my two RSIs in the 30-70 zone, I knew that, and this one's more accurate than this one. I made the assumption or the guess that it was still going to go down. It was still going to go down. It wasn't going to go up just yet. There was still some strength left, especially according to the 5-minute. When I looked at the 5-minute, I believe it was still in between. It was still like stagnating. It was still going sideways, like that. Yes, it was still going sideways. I knew that it was still going to go down. There was going to be some little bit more pushback, and then it would have gone up. And so that's why I put a put position instead of a call position. Or I would have put a put position or call position if I was trading. This was just a practice, just to see if this works or not. So yeah, that's all you have to do. Another way, if you remember your and this is also good, this Haikinashi position thing, especially for the 5-minute one. A good technique for the 5-minute one that I learned is just looking for, and this is in this excuse me, and you will remember this if you did the Baby Pips lessons on Japanese candlesticks, right? Look for strong indications of trades happening, like of a trend happening, right? If you remember your Japanese candlestick for 3 sticks, if you had 3 solid red ones, like here, for example, right? That's a 3 red crows, or in Japanese it would be 3 black crows, but because I'm in green and red, I will call it red crows. So you have 3 red crows showing you a strong downward trend happening, and it would be safe to put a trade in, because around this time there is a strong RSI trend on both the 21 and the 6, and it was still in between this 30 and 70 zone, so you could probably sneak a trade in and get a win. Alright, another one, here's a 3 green candle, or 3 green soldiers is what's it called. After three green ones, another one popped up. If you put a trade in here, it would have still continued going up. It did start scraping the lines, but there was still enough strength for you. Had you place a trade here, after 5 minutes, you still would have probably won that. Or you could have won on the 1 minute too, because it went up, and then, although, yeah, sure, it went doji, but at least it still went up. You still would want to trade on the 1 minute trade or the 5 minute trade, right? And these kind of candlestick formations, you would try to look for the 3 green soldiers, or the 3 red crows, right? Because they show strong indications of a new trend happening. You know that there is actual strength behind the trend, right? It's not something like this, right, where it was just a random bump up and then it went sideways and then went down. Now, of course, sometimes that does not work. Here's a good example that although there was 3 green soldiers right here, had you made a 5-minute call position, you would have lost out, because as you can see, it hit Bollinger Band 3, and then it was overbought, and then everyone just started selling, and then you have this downward trend happening here. So just be aware where you see these candlesticks forming, because sometimes you see here, right, oh yeah, this would totally win, this would totally keep going up, right? Unless there is maybe some sort of news that's helped pushing and driving the candlesticks keep going up and up, like how we seen with USD CAD whenever there's always American news on. FOMC is another good one that drives up the candlesticks. MOMs are another good one that also drives up candlesticks, I've noticed. Right. unless you know that there's news coming out and it's medium or low or even sometimes high news. A few high news actually keeps the trend going up, right? Never put a trade in here because I guarantee you there was no news on during this time frame. So we gone up and then it ended up hitting. I guess that resistance line. It was oversold. People knew okay, it was a good time to sell, and then you would have lost a trade had you went into a 5-minute trade. Although with 1 minute trade you might have won if you came in here, you would have won the 1 minute. You could squeeze in a good 1 minute, but not for the 5 minute at all. So just beware of where do you put your trends in. Even on the 5 minute too, if you look at the Heikin-Ashi, right, it showed that yeah, it was still going up, but then went down, right? So you have to be very, very wary of where you're putting your trades in, and if you feel like, and this will help you determine, hey, you want to go for a 1 minute trade here, or a 5 minute trade for binary. Of course, if you're doing forex, it's a little bit different. But yeah, forex, I would say. For forex, I would recommend using Fibonacci calculator because it's a good way to set your stop loss and your take profit positions. If you have been reading and studying your baby pips lessons, which I have not done recently because I've been busy with work. So hopefully, now that finally the holiday season, this holiday period's over, I hopefully can get back to into it in terms of studying and stuff. So yeah, hopefully this video help you out with this new strat. I'm still working it out. I'm still putting kinks in. I still need to put a stochastics indicator down here for at least one of them. Maybe I'll put it on Heikin-Ashi. Maybe, or maybe I'll put it here. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye.